So Rob, a bit like some of the players, you've had a nice little respite from the action for the last couple of weeks, although you've been watching it, but a return to it this weekend, Leicester Tigers, and probably one of the toughest tests in the Premiership.
Yeah, and it's interesting because obviously Leicester have been through got to the semi-final against us, and they've obviously had last weekend off, but they'll be in a similar position. They'll have got some international players back, they'll have rested up a group of players who were finishing the last Premiership period for them. They've had a couple of weeks to brood on us beating them. We've hopefully got a little bit of confidence going there and win the semi-final, so hopefully the two will balance themselves out nicely, and it'll just be a battle to see who can get their own game plan on the pitch with the most accuracy and the most energy and the most endeavour. I think if it's us, we give ourselves a great opportunity to win the game. But if Leicester get on the pitch and do what Leicester do very, very well, it's going to be tough. So 5 rounds remaining is great for us. We've never been in this position before, and what we just have to make sure we do is it brings the best out of us and we make the most of the whole day and the whole occasion. We're certainly not going to think any further than 5 PM on Saturday at the moment.
And when you look at the last block in particular, 4 out of 4, it's really put the Chiefs in a great position.
Yeah, and that's what you've got to do, isn't it? In the Premiership, it's about consistent groups of results. We're still smarting a little bit from the 4 losses, because we do feel we let ourselves down and we underperformed in at least a couple of those fixtures. But you've got to put that to bed and you put it behind you and use it as something that makes you a better team and you learn from. And I think we've done that. Now the proof of the pudding will be, can we have a very competitive run-in when we're involved in cup competitions and we're playing the top teams in the Premiership and we're all fighting for top 4 and top 6, because it's so tight that when you say you're fighting for the top 6, in reality you're fighting for the top 4, really, aren't you? Because one win here or bonus points here or there and the whole thing can change. So what we're going to do at the moment, we've talked about it as a group, we've talked about it as coaches and as players. It really is going to be one game at a time. I don't really want to look to see where we'll be in 5 or 6 weeks. I want to look to see where we'll be on Saturday afternoon, and that's the only thing that matters to me at the moment.
When you look at the last 2 weeks, it just shows the strides the club have made and the depth you have to your squad now, Rob.
Yeah, and in some ways, and I'll be honest, not so much watching the final, although I was very, very pleased with how we played in the final. But seeing the performance we put in at Welford Road, because everyone knows, regardless of the team that Leicester puts on the pitch, they don't lose quarter-finals, semi-finals at home. They just don't. And I think to see us go there and win the game, and probably win the game in the manner we did, was a great indication to me that where we are getting some depth for the squad. We are seeing a larger group of players who've got the qualities we really want to see in ourselves as a team and as a group of players. Not just kind of people who are aware, we like to play with ambition, we like to try and score tries, we like to talk about enjoying what we do on the rugby pitch, but there was also some real steel out there. We had to weather some real pressure moments, our forwards had to come through some difficult moments, and in the end, do well in the set piece. Defensively we looked strong and we looked prepared to fight. We had really, really good discipline for the majority of the game. And those are the qualities you want to kind of run right through your whole squad, right through your squad, right down through your academy. And I think what the LV Cup games have shown us is that's there. And what we have to do as a group of coaches is to work exceptionally hard to make sure that group of players maintain those qualities, and as a whole group we keep moving forward year on year.
With 5 games to go now in the scheduled season, do you see it almost like 5 cup finals, 5 knockout ties?
In a way, I think, in a way you've kind of got to look at it like that. I mean, obviously, everyone's playing each other. I know some people are saying we've got the toughest running, but most of the big teams have got to play some of the other top teams around them. So I don't think any one game will define our season, but as a group, I think the way we've got to look at it is we can make each game define our season. By going to Leicester and playing very well, you can start to get the 4 rounds down. It'll still be in your hands. Then you can start to knock the games off one at a time. But as I said, because the fixtures are so important, because of the quality of the teams we're playing, we're not really planning beyond this weekend. We'll select for the Newcastle European game on Monday, as we normally do, once we assess how today's game's gone, this Saturday's game's gone, when we see how well the players play, because the truth is the team we're going to pick against Leicester will have some changes from the LV semi-final and LV final, but those guys will be under pressure to actually perform very well if they want to keep their places, because in the last 2 weeks we've seen some great performances. So there's a bit of pressure on everybody, not just because we want the results, but also because the players individually are playing well as a group, and they're going to have to play well to keep their positions.